Hi, I'm Sharon Abaud. Thank you so much for watching my video. Today I want to talk about family-based immigration. I keep getting questions about this, people asking me, can my cousin immigrate me? The answer is no. And then I get questions like, can my US citizen spouse immigrate? And the answer is maybe, maybe. Can my cousin immigrate me? The answer is no. And then I get questions like, can my US citizen spouse immigrate? And the answer is maybe. Because there's so many little things that might make you eligible or ineligible. Or maybe you're eligible with the waiver. Or maybe you can immigrate here in the US. Or maybe you have to travel abroad. There are so many little things that can make your case different. I typically sit down with someone for about 30 minutes before I give them legal advice. I ask them a lot of questions, details about their past, things they didn't even know could make them ineligible or eligible. And I lay out a path for them of how they can immigrate through their family. Now, what I'm going to try to do in these videos to help educate you and help give you some guidance as to what this process looks like, I'm going to break this down in a series of videos. And I'm going to help you understand what this process is going to look like. But by no means am I giving you the full extent of legal advice, because there is no way I can imagine every little thing that might happen or every little thing about your history that might make your case different. So this is why it's really important to get legal advice before you start your process with immigration, especially today in these times under this administration. Just this year, things changed. It used to be that if a piece of paper was missing, if some kind of document was missing, typically immigration would send a request for evidence giving you X amount of days to return that document to their office. Today, you miss any little thing, your case is just getting denied. You're not getting a second chance. You have to start over. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario, your case can get referred to immigration court for a reason you didn't even know you were possibly inadmissible. You can get referred to immigration court, especially in these times. So it is very important to know your options, to seek legal advice, and to do things the right way. That being said, I want you to use these videos to be educated, to learn, but to use it with caution and to understand that there is something about your case that may be different, okay? So who can qualify? So first thing to understand is that when a person is filing for a family-based petition, the owner of the case is not the person trying to immigrate. The owner of this case is the petitioner, or also the person who qualifies you. So it's either the US citizen or the lawful permanent resident who is going to be filing this petition. So in the beginning, this person is the owner of that case, okay? So who can file a family-based petition? A US citizen spouse. A US citizen can file for their spouse. A US citizen can file for their child, married or unmarried, in any age. A US citizen can file for a sibling. And a US citizen can file for their parent. Can a lawful permanent resident file for? Lawful permanent residents are a lot more limited. They can't file for as many family members. They can file for a spouse, and they can file for a child or a son or daughter. The difference is important. A child is under the age of 21. A son or daughter is 21 or over. However, a lawful permanent resident cannot file a petition for an unmarried child. So what happens if your child is unmarried when you file the petition, but while you're waiting in line, while you're waiting for your visa to become current, your child gets married? That child loses the petition, everything, unless you became a citizen before the lawful permanent resident became a citizen before the child got married. So a lot of important things here. A recap: who can file? A U.S. citizen can file for a spouse, a child, a sibling, a parent. A lawful permanent resident can only file for their spouse or child. Okay? And the next question we need to know is, does your relationship qualify you to have a visa immediately available? Or are you going to have to wait for a visa? okay, and stay on top of that visa bulletin to check if your visa is current. So who are the people who have visas immediately available? The spouse of a U.S. citizen, not the spouse of a resident, the spouse of a U.S. citizen, the parent of a U.S. citizen, and the child of a U.S. citizen. No, child, not son or daughter. So if the child is 20 or under, they can get a visa immediately available. If the child or son or daughter is 21 or over, they're going to have to wait for their visa to become current. Okay, and there's a visa bulletin for that. I'm going to provide the link below so that you can check your visa processing times if this is the case that you're waiting for a visa. So the next case and the next question that you need to know is, and it's important at this stage, is do I qualify to immigrate here in the United States, or must I travel abroad to a consular office abroad or an embassy, and must I immigrate there? And the reason it's always better to immigrate here in the United States, there are many reasons, but one of the benefits is, and most important, is it's the safest. Okay, you're not being exposed to the possibility of not being let back in when you approach CBP and seek inspection. Okay, so, and you're also, another reason is that if you apply here in the United States, you qualify to have a work permit while your case is pending. This means you can get a social security number. You can sort of start getting your life situated while your case is pending. People traveling abroad go through much costly and lengthier processes. So it's really important to know at this stage, because if you have to travel abroad, then all you can file to begin with is the I-130 and maybe the I-130A if you need it. If you can immigrate here in the United States, then you can file everything together. You can file your family petition, your immigrant visa application or application to adjust status, and you can file your work permit all together in one. And it's much faster that way. So it's really important to know in the beginning which way you're going, okay? And for this, I have really created this really helpful guidance. You can download this little ebook. It's a very fast read to help you understand what your options may be, okay? Really important that you download this ebook, you read it, you understand how this works, and how to know easily if you qualify or not. Again, I always recommend getting legal advice for your personal case one-on-one, but if you want to kind of get an idea if you may qualify, this is a great fast read to help you understand your options, okay? So I really recommend it. It really helps. I hope you enjoy it, and please, please, please subscribe to my video. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Any comments, I'd be happy to answer. And I'm Sharon Abaud, immigration attorney. Until next time, thank you very much.